Something keeps trying to fake myself unaliving. Story by you/Varashdoll. The first time it happened, I woke up in the bathtub under 6 inches of water. My lungs were drinking instead of breathing and my brain was screaming that I needed to do something, anything, to make it stop. After half a second of terrified thrashing, I grabbed the edge of the tub and sat up, sputtering and coughing for a moment before pulling myself over the edge onto the cold tile floor. I still didn't know what was going on or where I was, but I knew I didn't want to be near that water anymore. It was as though I'd woken up in the middle of a deep, black ocean and was afraid of what might be below waiting to pull me down. But I wasn't in an ocean. I was in the bathroom of my apartment. And apparently I'd fallen asleep while taking a bath. Except I didn't take baths. I probably hadn't had a legit bath since I was in elementary school, and I certainly had only used the shower in the 3 years I'd lived in the apartment. So why the heck was I in the tub half drowned? My first thought was that I'd been sleepwalking. I'd had a problem with it as a kid, but I thought I'd grown out of it. And even at my most active, the most dangerous thing I'd ever done is wake my older brother up by walking around in his room one night. But filling up the bathtub, taking off my clothes, and getting in, all while sleepwalking? That sounded impossible. I continued to ponder it as I dried myself off and got dressed. My throat was raw from coughing and my lungs burned and hurt. I'm sure it was my imagination, but it seemed like there was a gallon of water sloshing around in my chest. I headed into the kitchen and got a glass of milk, hoping it would coat my throat and ease off the coughing. Pacing around the apartment, I tried to focus enough to figure out what had happened. What else could it be? Had I gone out and gotten drunk? Or maybe someone slipped me something? But no, I remember going to bed, and there were no signs on my phone or in the apartment that I'd gotten back up and gone anywhere. Maybe I was sick or something? Working at the hospital, even in administration, I got exposed to stuff all the time. We all did. So I might just have a cold or flu and it was making me have weird dreams and do weird stuff? Except I felt fine overall and... the woman. Just then I remembered the woman on the stretcher the day before. I work in accounts receivable for one of the local hospitals, which usually means I spend my days on the admin floor of the building going through paperwork and processing insurance claims. But there are always times when we have to go to the other floors to either explain a past bill, clear up a dispute as to how a procedure should be coded, or other random boring work crap. Because of that, I knew a lot of the people throughout the hospital and even had a couple of good friends from other floors. The day before the night of the bathtub, I'd been dropping off some new change of information forms at a nurse's station when I saw my buddy Jackie pushing a woman on a stretcher down the hall. Jackie was a physician's assistant, and normally he was very laid back and cheerful, but his expression was serious and troubled as he glanced toward me. "Hey, man. How's it going?" I smiled and nodded to him. "Can't complain. Just playing paperboy." I paused, almost wanting to ask him if everything was okay before remembering he was with a patient. I could always shoot him a text later and find out if. The woman on the stretcher shot her hand out and gripped mine as we met in the hallway. Letting out a small yelp, I looked down and realized for the first time that underneath her sheet she was strapped down to the bed she was traveling on. She'd somehow gotten her arm free though, and her grip on my hand was tight and hot as she began to let out a pealing scream. "It's going to get me. It's going to keep on until it gets me. You have to help me." I stood there stunned, half-heartedly trying to pull free as I stared at the yelling woman. She was a little older than me and I'd probably think she was very pretty under normal conditions, but now, with her eyes wide and staring at me as she wailed and tightened her grip on my hand, well, she was terrifying. But then Jackie was between us, yanking me free and wheeling the woman on down the hall. I stared after them in mute shock for a few seconds before going back to my office with the paperwork undelivered. A few minutes later Jackie texted me apologizing. I asked if the woman was okay. Was she sick with anything? I was concerned about her, but I was also wanting to make sure she didn't have something contagious. His response was short and to the point. "Nah, man. Just screwed up in the head is all. No worries."